Hello, welcome to sunny Suffolk. Well, not so sunny today. It's trying to come through. But we are doing a job today. Well, we're doing a few jobs today. What are you doing, Dave?
Just mowing the edge of that sunflower thing.
Okay, I'll come down in a second and show people what we're up to. But today, the lovely Gainer is clearing all the crop. We've got some great beans, by the way. All the crop that's bolted. Now, we've had the weirdest weather. It's been hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. And so all the turnips have bolted because it's been so warm. So again, it's just clearing those out. And we've got some kale that's bolted. So we're going to clear these beds and actually start to replant. And we have got stuff in the polytunnel to go out. In the meantime, we've made some really good discoveries. So we've got some great beans. All the broad beans are coming up now, but also as we were looking at what was coming out today, and as you can see it's all bolted, I happened to notice, oops, let me lift this so you can see properly. Ta-da! Baby cauliflower. So really pleased about that. So it's looking good. I'm going to cover it back up so we don't get any beasties in there, because if they get half a chance they'll get under there. But yeah, so the cauliflowers, or cauliflower, I don't know, is it plural? Anyway, there's another one in there, you can see, just starting to grow. Get out my shadow. So that's good. And then we've got all the peas. So I know I go on and on and on about flowers, and we do have a lot of flowers here because we're mainly a flower farm now. We do still grow veg. So we've got lots of peas coming. I have found a couple of pods that were nice and fat this morning, but I obviously had to test them. But most of them are at this stage, they're quite flat. So we need those to plump up. Now in this bed we do have a mix of miniature peas and full-size peas. So the ones will grow up and then others will stay low. So I just mix them around. Now I'm going to take you over to see what Dave is doing. So if you can bear with me a second. Let's have a look. It's a beautiful day here. It is a bit cloudy, but it's very warm. Now, a couple of jobs we've got to do at some point. This bed is full of flowers, but it's got overrun with weeds. But I've been using these in the jars, and they're just starting to come to an end now. And then this was the bed which we had all the daffodils in. And again, overrun weeds. But look, we've got butterfly. That's a really pretty butterfly, actually. I don't know whether you can see it there. Let's see. So it's great, you know, don't stress too much about weeds. They're great for nature. I mean, around the pond, I leave a lot of that. I just let it go wild because nature loves grass and weeds. And we get a lot of bees and insects living in those grasses. The reeds are coming up now, look. So it's not a bad thing. I do like a nice, neat lawn. And we've got some nice flowers coming up. But the thing we're doing today, what Dave and Rob are doing today, is we're finally getting the sunflower bed ready, because the sunflowers, first batch anyway, are ready to go out. So the guys are clearing the weeds that are left. The tarp has been down for a few months now, and that's just helped create an area that's easy to cultivate, ready to put the plants in. I'm not actually going to improve this soil at all on here. I'm literally going to plant the sunflowers straight in and see how they do. So a bit of an experiment with them. To be honest, sunflowers are pretty hardy and they'll sort of grow almost anywhere. So we will see what it's like. So we're going to get the first batch out, and as we go along, as we start growing, we'll do successions over this bed, and then hopefully we'll have sunflowers all the way through the year to probably the end of October, all being well, which we did last year. We just didn't have a dedicated space for them. So this year we're going to try and have a dedicated space, and so they will be in this bed here, and it's quite big. I think it's about 35 foot long and probably about, I don't know, 12 foot across, maybe a bit more than that actually, 15 foot. So we'll see how it goes. And I'm just going to take you to show you that some self-seeded sunflowers from last year's bed actually are doing quite well. So let's have a look. It's very overgrown at the moment because we've had lots of rain. Oh, let me show you these. So we've got lupins and foxgloves, and they've burst into colour over the last few days. They're so pretty, and the bees love them as well. So they're doing really well. There's so many weeds this year, just because everything's grown so well. Now, this was the old, it looks overgrown. This was the old bed that we had the sunflowers last year. Now, I'll show you what's in here. I've got to get in here. But these are Jerusalem artichokes. Those there, let me go in closer, are gladioli. And it's full of gladioli. There's probably about 300 in here. A lot of that's weed. But there's 300 gladioli. But if you look, sunflower, 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 sunflower. They have literally covered this area in sunflowers, and they've all self-seeded. So it's not all lost. There are some weeds. There's lots of fat hen there, which, if you didn't already know, so that's fat hen. So all that's coming out, but that's edible. So it's food. So it used to be an old English spinach before we started importing spinach. But yeah, it's all edible. You just cook and eat it like you would normal spinach. So anyway, so that's a little fact. But also we've got in here, that's self-seeded from last year, nettles. They make great soup, really good for you, it's food. But we've got, if you notice the magenta colour there, tree spinach, all self-seeded. Again, it's all edible, and you cook it like spinach. It's called tree spinach, but it does get really tall, so that's all got to come out. Otherwise, the sunflowers and the gladioli won't be able to push through, because the stems get really woody and really thick. So I've got to get into this patch. It looks worse than it actually is, but I've got to get in here at some point next week and sort through what I want to keep and what I want to discard. But there are a lot of sunflowers, hundreds of sunflowers and hundreds of gladioli in there. So the nettles will have to go, and also the tree spinach, otherwise they will take over. And then down here is more sunflower. You can see the 3 big ones there, but they're everywhere, all over the place, and these are all self-seeded. So down here we've also got some Jerusalem artichokes as well, and then I've kept this area free because I'm not sure what flowers I'll need to put in here, what I've got spare left over, so I'm keeping that free for now. And then here we've got some what have we got? I think they're blackcurrant sage, which I use in bouquets, which is really lovely. And then over here we've got some asparagus. And then I like these yellow drumsticks. I've got to get in here and weed because there's lots of weeds in this one. But these are really nice. And we use those in the bouquets as well. They're lovely. And yeah, so the roses are doing well. And I noticed this morning, I'll take you over, lots of chamomile growing there, look, in that bed, foxgloves. But here, down here, our first rose. So it looks like it's going to be like a yellowy peachy colour. So we'll see how that comes out. And then there's lots of rose buds on this one. So I think that's the pink one. I think that's the David Austin rose. The Ancient Mariner, I think that one is. But yeah, in this bed there's a little bit of a mix. I just throw all sorts in here. So we've got cornflower, chamomile, sweet pea, Greek cress. We've got some alliums dotted all the way through, and that's those. This will be nice when they come out. They're blue or purple, purpley blue. Some more cornflower, calendula, foxglove, and there are in there somewhere, and they'll come up a bit later in the year, Rudbeckia as well. I've killed my tree, so that's gone. That has to come out. And we've got the peony, which is sitting there, almost ready to bloom. So there you go. Oh, and the beautiful white foxglove, which is gorgeous. I'll show you that. So pretty. And then some more chives, which I thought I'd moved, but they're still there. And then the little bumblebee getting some nectar. So that's all. So I will come back and show you the finished sunflower bed when we're done. I've got to get to work now, so I'll speak to you soon. Okay, bye.